since everybody is going poor and most of us is going to be homeless and we all going to be living in micro boxes and tiny homes and out here on the streets and in homeless shelters with the migrants, I thought I'd give y'all an opportunity to see it from a different perspective and give y'all different perspectives as far as being unhoused. What is unhoused? Unhoused is exactly what it is. Is you don't have a house to lay your head and to be comfortable in, and somebody may drive off with your car or drive off with your house because it's on wheels. Meals on wheels, right? And so I found what I thought was to be an objective content creator that was going to break down what it's like to really live van life. But before we get into that, let me give you a summary of what the biggest and best trend is, and it hasn't been going away for years, but it's absolutely positively a trend that's happening out here in the streets. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. This is first the problem.
Naturally. They call themselves van lifers, people who live in their vehicles on the street. Some residents who live by the beach say they've become a big problem. ABC 10 News anchor Aaron Dickens spoke to residents who want them to go and the van lifers who say they're not leaving.
And I've been speaking to a guy who's been traveling across the country in this van, and he's been sleeping here in Ocean Beach for the last week. He says
Look at that van, y'all. Look at that van. That's your bedroom. That's your sex room. That's your place where you poop at when you wake up at night. It's all of that. This is your new home.
He feels comfortable and sleeps through the night.
Well, I fully converted the inside. I did the top. I put a new transmission in it, changed out the brake system.
Shout out to the Econoline van life livers.
Brandon Andrade is a van lifer.
Fully organized, and this thing is full of stuff underneath it.
He repairs professional baseball nets by day, and by night he sleeps in this parking lot in OB.
Do almost $1,000 a day that I work, so good for you. Yeah, I really just kind of work to make money to where I can travel and experience life, live my best life outside of work.
There are many like Andrade living by the beach. Some say too many.
Nobody wants to have people sleeping around their homes. We buy into a neighborhood. We expect there to be law enforcement. We expect there to be security.
Glenn Volk says when it comes to the vans, it's a free-for-all.
Hey, look. You wake up in the morning. You look outside of your window and you look across the parking lot where the school is located across from your home. And it's a dude getting outside of the car with his Adidas shorts on. He got the rapist van out there. And he ain't even no rapist. He just living van life. He ain't got no shirt on. He got no shoes on. He got his Adidas shorts on. He ain't got no shirt on, but he van life. It's van life. This is the life. No shower, no toothbrush, no running water, no nothing. We got to go find us a local Walmart, go take a dump in, wash our hands, hopefully brush your teeth. This is life, y'all. Welcome to America.
He says he encountered a family living in their car near his home.
The driver of the car, the man, got out and urinated on the street behind his front door without any consideration for the neighborhood that he was in.
Volk and a group of residents who live by several beaches have emailed the city council. They want new legislation that would significantly increase enforcement and signs that say vans cannot park near their homes overnight.
I get there's a homeless problem and I get there's a housing shortage, but you've got people who have chosen to live in their vehicles. You've got summer coming up. As word gets out, the problem we have now is going to get much, much worse.
Some want the mayor to step up enforcement,
People are going to be people, and people are going to do what they're going to do. Politicians are going to do what they do. And they can't stop me.
Aaron Dickens.
You can't stop me. I'ma do what I'ma do when I'ma do it. You can't stop me. People gonna be people. Politicians gonna be politicians. And this is what it is. So I decided to go over and I seen this in my algorithm. I said, oh, this would be a good video to be able to review, right? And this is from, let me give them some credit. Let's Turn It Up World is the channel. They have 99,000 subscribers. If y'all decide to go over to the channel, to make sure you let them know where you found them. It's called Let's Turn It Up World, where a black woman and it looks like a white man, and we don't discriminate over here. We think that you should be with whoever it is that you need to be with. Shout out to Marcella. Oh, I'm going to read that super chat shortly. Shout out to all of the new Pag Chasers and the new Patreon members. Make sure y'all tap in. His link is in the description. And it's a woman, and they have almost 100,000 subscribers, and they basically breaking down what it's like and the harsh realities they sell y'all, and y'all look at these videos, and it looks like, oh my God, wanderlust, the nomad lifestyle. And they're going to give you a realistic look of what it's like to live van life. And so I wanted to play this video for you guys. Again, shout out to them. Shout out to all of the content creators. I always want to show love to the content creators. And this is what they had to say.
We have heard recently many RVers say they are quitting RV life, many who have been living full-time in their RV for years. Now, there are many reasons RVers are quitting RV life. And of course, many of these reasons can be pretty personal. Today, we're going to explore 7 of the biggest reasons RVers quit RV life, including some of the most important RV realities you need to know before you begin your own RV living adventure. Let's get into it.
It was amazing.
Oh my God, yeah? Who is knocking like that?
I have no idea.
Go check that out.
Yes, can I help you?
Oh, just a friendly reminder to hit that subscribe button by Chris. I think we should address one of the biggest issues right off the bat, and that's constant maintenance and lack of parts. We can't tell you how many times we've heard from fellow RVers, including ourselves, that hard to get parts, hard to get service because 1, they don't have enough mechanics, or 2, the warranty parts have been delayed. It just feels so constant. And this RV life is supposed to be about being out there and enjoying the aspects of the RV life, not in a mechanic shop, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, it's your home. If you're full-time RVing, this is your home. And so if you have to bring it into the shop to get repaired, you have to deal with finding a place to live. Is it an Airbnb? You'll get to a hotel room or something. That's costly and expensive. And it's true. I mean, this is your home on wheels, and there's always something wrong.
Oh, yeah.
We've never actually had everything working in our RV, whether it's like the water pump, the heaters, and then of course, more recently, we had the collision we had to deal with and getting the parts and repair as part of that.
Yeah, and being prepared is hard because you don't know when the actual time frame will be. They might tell you one time frame, but then there might be an extension of a delay.
So first issue is your Meals on Wheels home is in constant maintenance. You got to be a mechanic. In order to be living van life, you got to be a mechanic. Now, they RV is beautiful. They RV is beautiful. They live in a bigger van life, and they still complaining like, listen, man, you basically got to be a mechanic. You got to be willing to stay in the Airbnb when your home ain't working. Your Meals on Wheels has got to be on and functional 100% of the time. It's the heater, it's the pump, it's all of this stuff. In order to live van life, you have to be a mechanic. Let me go over to the next thing.
Living can be a cost-effective alternative, say, to traditional housing. It's not necessarily cheap, y'all.
No, that's very true. It really depends on what your RV lifestyle is like. Right? If you do a lot of boondocking, stay put, don't do a lot of driving around the country, so you keep your costs down that way, that could be quite cheap.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's like, how minimalistic do you want to go in this lifestyle? Like, or if you like to travel and enjoy the different sites and different, places like we do, it's not necessarily cheap. Things can add up quickly.
Well, exactly. And then many folks want to stay in fancy RV resorts, so things like that. If you expect to be cheap, you'll have their RV resort fees, right? You'll have all the gas prices, like you said, going across the country.
Way up. Gas prices right now have gone way up.
Right. Plus unexpected repairs, things like that. That can add up quickly.
Yeah, and I'm going to go back to the gas prices. We just noticed a sticker shock just recently, just driving into Utah. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. Just even regular gas was close to $5 a gallon. I mean,
So, staying warm overnight and living this nomad life where you just gonna get an RV, sell my home, and travel is expensive. It's expensive. Okay, so you got to be a mechanic, and it's expensive. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can find another reason.
It can be a big adjustment for
Oh, yeah.
everyone. And it's not just folks living in a van like ourselves, but also folks living in Class A's. They're coming from a big house right into a Class A. You have to make decisions on what you bring in, what do you sell, what do you move into storage, and that's not easy.
No, because sometimes you might think you have what you need right now, but then, 2 months later, like, darn it, why don't I have this? I'm going to need this. Where am I going to find the space for it?
Exactly.
So it really...
And a lot of these women, you listen, you can't get your makeup room. No. Listen, you living in a van now. No more butterfly eyelashes. No more crazy makeup. If you want to go on a date and he got to pick you up from your house, from your van, and he drop you back off at your van, and it ain't no more inviting people over because you got a limited amount of space. Yeah, no makeup. No makeup. You don't like that, do you? Ooh, you going to have a bad attitude. Got to keep going out with no makeup on? No powder room? No, you roughing it. You roughing it now. It's different. See, a lot of y'all don't realize all of the modern amenities and the lifestyle that you live in. Some of the modern amenities and the lifestyle that you live in, you blessed, you fortunate. We'll get there our streets. We'll get there our streets. Hold on, let me see. What else we got? What's the next issue? No kids either. No kids can live there.
Next up, lack of stability. For many, RV living means constantly moving around, and that can lead to a lack of stability and often a sense of rootlessness, right?
No, I think that's right. I think when folks start RV living, you're thinking, oh, we're going to travel
excited.
and travel
Let's
and
go.
travel, right? But you're constantly moving. Unless you get, say, long-term monthlies or something like that, you might be constantly on the road every 14 days or less trying to find a new place to stay. You're leaving like new made friends you may never see again, those types of things. It can be a tough situation.
It really can. And, to top it off, when you are shifting to that next spot, sometimes inevitable things can happen where that spot may be closed. Something may have happened. Now you're stuck trying to find a different spot. So there's always something that can happen when you're trying to find that next spot. And it's definitely has an unstable feeling at times when you're doing that.
Absolutely.
So you basically operating like a homeless man. That's what I hear. I hear you basically trying to find a new place to stay. Every single opportunity that you can, you trying to figure out where it is that you can lay your head at night and hoping that you don't get your van towed. Okay, cool. Let's continue.
Oh boy. Social isolation. We meet so many great people while on the road and traveling and staying at RV parks. And it's like, I get so connected to a lot. It's like when the time goes and everybody's packing up or you see them packing up, you're going your separate ways. Now you might have exchanged numbers and say you're going to keep in touch with one another, but you're still off traveling and doing your thing. So how often does that really happen? It makes me sad.
Right. No, I think that's a reality of RV living, that kind of that transient nature when folks are constantly on the move. You meet folks, great people like Tanya said, but then they're gone the next day, and that lack of a kind of a stable social network can really feel kind of isolating in a way sometimes.
This is a big one, y'all. Health and safety concerns. RV living can definitely present health and safety challenges, from exposure to extreme weather conditions on the road to risks of accidents on the road. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And we, of course, do a lot of four-season RV living, right?
Yeah.
We're actually in winter conditions. So for us, we need to pay very close attention to the weather, what's going on in the weather. Are we going to be up in the mountains and things like that? And that's very true for anyone really RV living.
Speaking to that, where's your primary medical physician? Where's your primary care facility while you're on the road? That's a big deal.
No, it's a very big deal. When we had a home base, right, you kind of knew what doctor you'd call, who you'd go to right away if you got sick or something to get checked out. You kind of had the local hospital, or the local clinic you went to. But now when you're on the road, right, if something happens, you have to look up, okay, where's the nearest medical clinic? What are the reviews like? Is there a doctor to call? Things like that. We find ourselves going to a lot of different medical clinics and maybe like an emergency room visit or things like that at a local hospital, which we never really did before.
Burnout.
That's crazy. Listen. All of this sounds very tiresome. They're going to say burnout. What's the next one? Lack of privacy. Let's go to that one.
All the time. And that is lack of privacy. You know, while it's really wonderful to have your family, your pets, everything really close with you, it's one thing to have them close with you all the time. I mean, there is just zero lack of privacy. You know, sometimes you need that moment to just decompress. Well, you just can't get that. And that's not just here, but it's also them neighbors. You know, the neighbors at times, it's wonderful, but a lot of times they are all up in the business. All up in the business, right?
Yeah, no, it's very true. So if you can hear, like, if folks are arguing next door, you can hear those arguments, right?
And sometimes
everybody's listening in.
They are. Sometimes you can hear them fight. I'm just saying, it is that close.
And if they forget to pull up the shades, might get a flash or something.
Woo.
Unexpected.
I mean, you get
a wardrobe malfunction.
A little booty up in the face
right.
is not the place.
Right. And sometimes, you might need a little space no matter how great your relationship is. Right. But in here, it's like my space is here, your space is back there, which is like 10 feet away.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that's not even far enough sometimes. Because you just, you love each other to death, no matter what.
That's right.
I mean, I put up with them feet. And let me tell you,
she puts up with those feet.
I'm just saying.
Give me a kiss.
Now, this can be tough for a lot of people, especially if you equipped with basic amenities, but they often lack the comforts and conveniences of traditional homes. You know, when you're in an RV, things are small. You get used to them, but after living with them for a long period of time, those small things can feel even smaller, right?
No, that's very true. And for us as an...
Is she talking about his... Never mind. Let me be quiet.
Example, but we don't have an oven, and so Tanya's got to be super creative.
Hey, no, listen, man, I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody about to be cooking in the wintertime on the. Listen, they make it seem more glamorous than it really is, and I know a lot of y'all keep looking at these van life videos and all of this stuff, and I found the one that was supposed to be really, really cool, and oh my God, they're just giving you the realistic idea of what's happening out in these streets. But listen, man, you're going to have to make a decision that's best for you. If you can put up with being a mechanic and taking a shower at Walmart and brushing your teeth in Target every night and not having anywhere to poop or poot or it's just, I can't do this. I can't. Going outside to piss every night. No. We're not doing this. I can't do it. I'm not built for it. I'm not in this camp. I understand that it's a lot of people that is interested in it. Quentin said it's not bad for a weekend. Yeah, it is. I did it. I did the I traveled in the RV for, I don't even remember how long that was. 3 or 4 days one time. We decided to do something different with the family, and this is when I was really, really young. I think I was still in high school. I said, I am never, ever in my life stepping foot on the RV unless I'm in a touring van. Unless I'm touring and I'm going city to city, making some money or something like that. It's the only time that you ever going to get me inside of a touring van. I'm never, ever doing an RV life again. That junk is a headache. It is a headache. LS says that time of the month as a woman would be vicious. Nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not bougie. I just know who I am. And I didn't ask for a big home. I'm not asking for a whole lot. But what I am saying is that I need my space to stretch out. I need my space to stretch out. Like, listen, van life is for y'all. Van life ain't for me.